From our Washington, D.C. studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hena Zuberi. Pakistan may have downed an Indian Rafale jet, the first ever lost in combat. France is investigating as visuals and expert reports emerge. This and much more in today's news. A federal judge has denied the Department of Justice or DOJ's motion to move detained Georgetown University scholar Badr Khan Suri's case to a federal court in Texas. Tuesday's ruling will keep his case in the Eastern District of Virginia. Judge Patricia Tolliver Giles ruled that this is because it is where Suri's legal team filed the petition and where the government arrested him on March the 17th. Giles said moving the case to Texas would deprive Suri of access to his family and legal representation. Suri's attorneys have said that both Suri and his wife are the victims of doxing. More than 30 protesters were arrested Monday at the University of Washington in Seattle. They were occupying the interdisciplinary engineering building in a sit-in against Boeing's ties to the university. Riot police entered around 11 p.m. local time and arrested 32 people. Protesters linked to the student group Super UW demanded the building cut ties with Boeing, which donated $10 million to the university. Demonstrators barricaded doors, blocked roads with scooters and dumpsters, and set a fire. University President Anna Marie Kaus condemned the protests as dangerous and violent, rejecting dialogue with the group. Protesters gathered in New York on May 6 to demand the release of 3 detained students, Rumeisa Ozturk, Mahmoud Khalil, and Badr Khan Suri. Ozturk from Tufts and Khalil, a Columbia University student, were arrested for their activism. Georgetown graduate Suri faces similar charges. The arrests come amid growing crackdown on Free-Palestine protests across U.S. campuses. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said 300 student visas have been revoked, vowing to continue targeting Free Palestine demonstrators. A number of Zionist groups have also targeted students, with one, Bitar US, saying that it has handed the Trump administration a, quote, deportation list of students. Israeli warplanes bombed a UN-run school in Gaza's Burej refugee camp on Tuesday, killing at least 17 Palestinians. The school, managed by the UN Relief and Works Agency, or UNRWA, was sheltering dozens of displaced families who fled earlier bombardments. It is the latest in a series of Israeli bombings across Gaza targeting displaced people. Israeli airstrikes killed at least 61 Palestinians in Gaza in the past 24 hours as attacks targeted civilian areas amid a worsening humanitarian crisis. 6 European nations have condemned Israel's plans to expand the offensive, warning against any demographic or territorial changes in Gaza. The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and one for his Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for war crimes in Gaza. Israel also faces a genocide case at the International Court of Justice. Mounting evidence suggests Pakistan did shoot down Indian Air Force jets, including a French-made Rafale, amid ongoing attacks between the two countries. The claim, first made by Pakistan, is gaining traction globally as visual evidence and expert analysis surface. CNN quoted a senior French intelligence official confirming that one Rafale operated by the Indian Air Force was downed. France is now investigating whether more than one was hit. If verified, this would be the first ever Rafale lost in combat. Renowned photojournalist Dar Yassin reached the site near the city of Srinagar in Indian-administered Kashmir and photographed parts of what appeared to be an Indian fighter jet. Locals described a huge fireball and burning wreckage. India has neither confirmed nor denied any aircraft losses. Democratic Party Representative Raja Krishnamoorthi has launched his bid to replace retiring Senator Dick Durbin. He joins a crowded field, including Representative Robin Kelly and Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. Krishnamoorthi has already raised $19.4 million for his campaign. However, he faces criticism over his ties with Hindutva groups accused of promoting anti-Muslim extremism. Muslim News reports that businessman Junaid Ahmed plans to run for the congressional seat vacated by Krishnamoorthi. Florida Representative Randy Fine under fire for calling a Muslim lawmaker a terrorist and posting anti-Muslim hate. Rights groups demand action. Details coming up next. Welcome back. Florida Republican Congressman Randy Fine is facing backlash for a string of inflammatory and Islamophobic statements. He recently called a Muslim member of Congress a terrorist and responded to images of starving Palestinians with the hashtag #StarveAway. In another post, he warned Representatives Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar to leave before the Hebrew hammer arrives, ending with bombs away. In past statements, he has referred to Muslims as a problem to be solved and told a Florida Muslim to go blow yourself up. The Council on American Islamic Relations has called on Congress to condemn his hate speech. Observers say Fine is using his platform to incite violence and promote anti-Muslim bigotry. Republican House leadership has not yet responded to the issue. The Chicago Defender is celebrating 120 years of powerful journalism this week. Launched with just 300 copies, it grew into the nation's leading African-American weekly newspaper. Founded to fight racism, it played a key role in empowering the Black community. It was smuggled into the South by performers and train porters and inspired the Great Migration, helping thousands move north in search of a better life. The family of founder Robert Sengstack Abbott says it was always about justice and change. A mosque in Sucy-en-Brie near Paris received a voicemail threatening to slit Muslim throats along with Islamophobic slurs and insults. Mosque President Driss Soussin reported the threat immediately, prompting swift police action and an investigation. Soussin praised the police response but warned such threats reflect a disturbing trend. A man initially claimed his nephew made the calls, but later confessed that it was him, saying he was drunk at the time. The incident comes amid growing fear in France's Muslim community following the brutal murder of 22-year-old Abu Bakr Sisi last month. Sisi was stabbed to death while praying in a mosque. Muslim leaders urge French authorities to take stronger measures against hate crimes targeting their community. The UN court has dismissed Sudan's genocide case against the United Arab Emirates. Sudan has accused the UAE of arming and funding the rebel Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, in the country's ongoing civil war. The International Court of Justice ruled it lacked jurisdiction since the UAE had opted out of a provision in the Genocide Convention that grants the court power to act. Sudan also requested emergency measures to stop alleged atrocities against the Salit people in Darfur. Sudan's civil war began in April 2023 with both the RSF and Sudanese military accused of serious human rights abuses. Despite repeated allegations and evidence, the UAE denies any involvement in Sudan's deadly conflict, which has killed tens of thousands of people and displaced 13 million. Oman has brokered a ceasefire between the US and Yemen's Houthi rebels aimed at ending attacks on Red Sea shipping routes. Omani Foreign Minister Badr Abu Saidi said both sides agreed not to target each other. President Donald Trump confirmed the deal, saying that the Houthis had pledged to stop attacking American and allied vessels. Houthi attacks had intensified since Israel's genocide in Gaza began on October 7, 2023. This included firing missiles towards Israel and commercial ships. Tensions spiked further after a Houthi missile landed near Israel's Ben Gurion airport on Sunday. In response, Israel bombed Yemen's Hodeidah port and struck the main airport in the capital Sana'a the following day. President Donald Trump jokingly called Canada the 51st state during his meeting with new Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. Carney quickly shot back, saying Canada is not for sale and will never become part of the US. Trump replied, "Never say never." Despite the exchange, Carney said he's ready to work with Trump on a new trade and security partnership. Observers say that the meeting, though tense at times, ended on a note of cautious cooperation. The leaders' remark drew attention for their blunt tone and sharp humor. A new study has revealed that Mars's iconic red color comes from water rich in rust. Published in Nature Communications, the research shows that iron on the planet oxidizes in the presence of liquid water, forming rust with higher water content than previously thought. Led by Brown University's Adonas Valentinas, the study confirms that Mars once had water and oxygen, which are essential for rusting. Because Mars has no rain, its rusty dust was not washed away like on Earth. Instead, winds spread it across the planet, creating the red surface we see today. That's all from our Washington, D.C. studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We're a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. And donate now, please, by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.